It did here as well, but it was kind of
Oh, they did? Okay.
yeah, it was called the furlough scheme. So for everybody, basically the government paid 80% of your wages if your
Oh,
business or your company was shut because of COVID. So
gotcha.
because of the
We had a lot
lockdown,
of, yeah, go
you
ahead.
know, yeah. So if because of the lockdown you couldn't, your company couldn't work, your business couldn't work, or whatever, then and it was a private company or something like that, then the government would pay 80%, and it was called the furlough scheme as long as you stayed at home.
Wow.
If you went and opened up, then you'd
Yeah.
lose the money. If you were a uh, if you're in the public sector, then you just got paid,
Hmm.
and if you could do a job which could be done from home, you did it from home, and if you did a job which couldn't be done from home, then you just sat at home on pay. So
Gotcha.
now, for me as a doctor, obviously I could do my job, and I was supposed to be doing my job. So we were going into the hospital and stuff like that. But everybody else who are like teachers and stuff like that, any that was kind of public sector, they just got paid. The furlough scheme is probably what stopped mass unemployment because so many businesses would have just had to just shut up shop.
Yeah.
We can't have 2, 3 months of not trading.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
No, we were at the
you know,
same boat. So,
yeah.
Bill, yeah, I cannot believe what that does to your performance on your camera. Did we not want to take a chance on using the web version?
Yeah, well, I wanted to get on a little early to do that so that we had time. I wanted to try one other thing first before we did that, actually. I switched out the new video card for one of the old Radeon Pro cards.
Yeah.
Is it still acting bad?
Yeah. Yep. It's
Well,
still.
Yeah, you're lagging as well.
I mean, to
Very
me, I
true.
look completely smooth.
Yeah.
So if you see me as laggy, then I don't think it's on my end that it's
Yeah,
laggy.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It seems to be. I turned off hardware acceleration on Discord, and that improved things quite a bit because you guys are not lagging for me now. Craig
Well, I
is
mean, I
running.
don't know. It didn't look like it was a huge difference to turn the web version, the web capture on, and it was just the same output and all that. So, I mean, we really should just like, I know we've
Oh,
said
I've
we want to
actually
do
got a
early and
link
stuff
to
like
the
that.
web app URL right here. Let me. I
Is
think
it in the chat?
yeah. Hold on, I'll put it there. I think
Because I mean, it said you just add that flag to it, and it just like
I think I
turns
did that a
on.
long
So
time ago, and then just didn't do anything with it. Let me see here. I'll put it in. Paste. Oh wow, it pasted the whole thing. But yeah, there's the link in the middle of that to the web app. Thank you.
yeah, you just do like /web app on, and
I think there's a way, and I don't remember how I did it, but I think there's a way to enable that permanently.
yeah, let's see. Of course, stupid.
Okay, so I've managed to get it on.
Look, let's see.
Uh, okay. Did you want it to allow using your microphone? Yes, I do. What should I call you? Maybe a
Oh,
typical.
it's taking me to Discord. Why is it doing that? Do I have to be signed into Discord in the?
Don't know. Okay, so it says no users connected to this
Oh, copy
specific
link.
link.
Duh, that was my fault. Never mind. There we go. Join as a user. Oh, what nickname? Eric.
Yeah.
Audio check, check, check.
Oh, it's requesting permission. So I guess it's trying to ping you or something. That's what it's telling me in mine.
What, request permission from me?
Well, no. It just says I'm trying to join it, and underneath it says requesting for permission. So somebody's English is showing through there.
Well,
Requesting for permission.
But from where?
I'm not. I
Well,
didn't.
did you? So I would try in this conversation in this thread to do web app slash web app on, because I think maybe that's if it's not enabled.
All right, let me stop
Okay,
it and
in
then
the chat.
restart it here.
Well, I think you could just like literally do it right now. Just do it in the chat, unless I'm misunderstanding.
Let's see.
So it's just slash
Oh, it says
web app,
in
is it?
future. It says in future recordings. Okay.
Web app on. Let's do that.
Yeah. Enabled the Craig web app in future recordings. So yeah, if you turn it off, if we stop recording and then start recording, it should be available. Oh wait, never mind. It just asked me. Okay, it's letting me join. And I'm the only one here right now.
Okay, let me get.
So you guys can try joining.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, allow, join, and I'm the only one here. It looks like.
Weird.
Okay.
Oh,
So what
do
do
we
you want-
don't? Okay, maybe we don't see each other. Maybe only. No.
I don't know. You would have thought there'd be. Hold on. Eric
Yeah.
via web app. I got it. Bill
Okay.
via web app. Yeah. So there's.
Oh,
two.
I see you. Well, I see two bills. I don't see you though, Majid.
I should be there as atypical.
Where are you seeing all this?
The web app itself.
in the-
It let me in the web app.
All right. Let me. If I share my screen, you'll be able to see what I mean. Share entire screen.
Yeah, use that link you gave us, Bill.
What? All right. Can you guys see my screen? This is what I've got
Not
up
yet.
running.
I heard the noise, but I haven't seen it share yet. Bill looks like he's locked up. Oh no, he's not. He just weren't moving.
Well, I'm trying to. It's not responding. I'm trying to hit join, but it's not doing anything.
Well, now it shows no users connected. So
Now it's
wait,
got three
no.
users. It's got Bill, you,
Bill 3 and Bill 4.
3, and, yeah, Bill 3, Bill 4, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, because I keep trying to connect and.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll just.
Let's stop it.
I guess I assume there would be cameras as well. So maybe the web app is just voice, which doesn't really help you, right? You still are stuck with the problem of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, is there like a? Oh, there's a support server. I wonder if we could just ask on the support Craig. Oh, there's 2,200 people online.
Okay, recording has ended is what it said. Connection to server was lost. Right, that's the end of that then.
We'll play with that more later.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's
Yeah,
like,
there's a whole Craig Discord that if nothing else, we can at least search on there and just say like, or see, do other people experience that type of lag
God.
like you're getting? So weird.
because
Now you're like perfectly smooth.
yeah.
Yeah, now you're like, 30 or 60 frames per second or whatever it's doing.
This makes me not want to use it.
Well, it's just weird because it was perfectly fine for. You know what? Let me do it here from my app and see if you get the same performance issue. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, that's a good
You
idea.
know what I mean? So what do I put in there? Just join?
/join.
Yeah, /join.
Yeah.
Now recording.
All right, so that's recording from me doing the command. Move around, Bill. No, you're still jerky.
It's just Craig.
I mean, you're not. Yeah. Well, but it's you. That's what's weird. It's like, why you and not us? Like, what is it doing?
I mean, with
On
you,
your
there is a
system?
very slight lag. Very slight lag.
Is it? Are you broadcasting somewhere from that same system? Like you're
Streaming to
using
YouTube.
Craig, you're using Discord, and you're like streaming to YouTube as well right now, or no?
Yeah.
You don't. So I wonder if the streaming part of it is what is like.
It feels like
The-
it's got to be a networking thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it can't be saturating your connection. I would find that very
No.
hard to believe.
But the thing we can't deny is you turn off Craig, and it.
Have you tried doing it without streaming? Just out of curiosity, does it have that same issue?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not telling you to stop the stream, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I would test next, is to just see if that's what it is.
Yeah, because we were playing around with it before you came on camera, and it was misbehaving.
Oh, okay, still doing the same thing. All right, well,
Yeah.
that sucks.
I think I'm just going to use the Discord. So go ahead and
All right,
stop
you want
it.
to just stop it then?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. God, that is so weird. Well, now I just want to maybe see, is there a Craig alternative, you know?
All right. Let's get this party started.
Did you ever try Craig has like a sister site where it's the same functionality, it's just a different domain. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Yeah. Let me go back to just. I mean, we don't have to do it right now, but that is also one thing we could try. Is like, where's it at? I know I saw it. Oh yeah, there's Evil Clone G-Arc, which is Craig backwards, and it's a backup clone. So it's literally the same thing, just I guess a different implementation of it, or different, like, maybe
Is that a
location or
separate
something.
bot that I would have to add?
Yeah, you add, just like we added Craig, you add G-Arc, which is Craig backwards, and it's literally the same thing. It's just a clone of Craig, but it's a different implementation of it.
Right.
I mean, it's probably gonna have the same thing, but I mean, I just
Huh. Well, let's get started.
it
here.
took me when I clicked it. Yeah, I went to Craig. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Linux OTC. Welcome to episode 68. I'm Bill.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Majid.
Yeah. Got a little late
Yeah.
start today, but that's okay.
Yeah, yes, because, what a surprise. Linux has jank again.
I don't know if I
no,
want to
no.
blame it on Linux this
No, I
time.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, well, you might be right.
I actually had a
well-
question, actually, which came up this week, which is, when you guys, if you've got streaming services like Netflix and Prime and all that sort of jazz, how do you watch them on your Linux boxes? Do you just use the web interface, through a browser? Do you take it? Okay.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
go to the website, watch it from there. I mean,
What is your alternative to that, though?
yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
something.
no, well, that's the other. Yeah, exactly. That's the question, isn't it? No, where this comes from, where this question comes from, is hashtag first world problems again, right?
That's all we
where
have.
Yes, when I realized that my relatively new laptop has an amazing screen, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to watch content on this screen? And so Jellyfin was fine because I just watched that stuff through the browser. But then I thought, well, I wonder, there must be, maybe there's a flat pack for Netflix or a flat pack for Prime Video or something like that. There's not a lot. There's an Electron Wrapper app that you can get as a snap for Netflix. And everything else is just basically a progressive web app of some description, which is, as I said, fine. But then it just did make me, when I did a bit of research, it was like, one of the issues is, to do with DRM and all this kind of stuff and Linux support, blah, blah, blah. So I just wondered whether there was anything different in that.
What advantage would that have, or what deficiency is using a web browser? Like, that's the part I don't understand. What's the need?
Yeah. So what I've generally noticed in the past has been that if you're watching stuff through the browser, there seems to be a cap on the quality. Different services are different. Different services are different at this. Disney are the worst. You watch Disney through a browser, it's like, again, hashtag first world problem. But it can't be much more than standard def or 720 at best. It really isn't the best. Now, Prime is fine, it seems, if you do through the web interface, whatever. BBC iPlayer is a bit temperamental, and Netflix I've not tried yet. Oh no, I have tried it. Netflix was fine actually. Netflix was okay actually. It was. I mean, I don't go for like the 4K or anything like that plan anywhere. I just got the standard, 1080p, and that seems to be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, just so you know, you're not wrong, and it is DRM that is the reason for it. So like Netflix, unless I'm mistaken, you're limited to 720p on, and that may have been raised to 1020, but you're not going to get 4K through a browser on Linux because the DRM. So Windows and Mac have a different DRM, structure, strategy, implementation or whatever than Linux does. And so you are limited in the quality. You can access everything, but the quality that you can get is going to be reduced or limited on Linux.
This reminds me of when I was using Kodi a lot before I got into Jellyfin, and what I really wanted on Kodi, because I was using basically a real rudimentary, it was a Pi 4 with a USB hard drive on it, and just connect Kodi, kind of get the same sort of experience as I do with Jellyfin, where I've got the files and Kodi's got an interface. What I noticed was there was this weird come and go kind of ecosystem of add-ons you could put on Kodi that would claim to give you Netflix right in the interface, and then you would take advantage of all of Kodi's. Kodi has always had hardware acceleration nailed down, no matter what you put it on. I don't know what they're doing that nobody else is, but they've got it down, and people would get these things working. But it was always, that's just like making something to interact with YouTube without having to deal with the account and all that, like NewPipe on your phone. They would work one day, and then they wouldn't work for like a month because it's a constantly moving target. So I came to the realization there's never going to be any commercial imperative for an app ecosystem on anything Linux based for all these streams. And it's unfortunate, but about the best I can do now is I use that tool on Mint, the web app creator tool, and then I just create web apps for all of the streaming platforms. Mm-hmm. And that works fine. I didn't know we weren't getting 4K, to be honest with you, because I still feel as though 4K is a bit of a gimmick for unless you've got like a 75-inch screen or something.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
it did. I think you have to have the correct size screen.
Yeah,
I think that's a big
Yeah, I
thing.
agree with that.
I think you need to be over 50 inches to notice, I reckon. The only reason I say 50 is because the most recent television that I bought was 55-inch 4K capable, whatever, and I had the Amazon 4K stick, I think, at some point. Yeah, I did, and I did notice the difference, but I hadn't noticed that previously on the old television, which was what? How many inches was that? 42, I think. I want to say 42. So yeah, um, there are times when you can tell, even on smaller screens, like on certain tablets and things like that. You can, but it's only probably it is probably subtle. It's probably not, barn door obvious. Okay, I can't hear you, Bill.
Trade-off in my mind because it creates much larger file sizes. For anybody that's doing any self-hosting of media files, I'll pretty much take everything and run it through Handbrake and reduce it down to 1080p. Because like you said, you see differences, but I'm not convinced. Like some of those differences might be more to do with the frame rate. And because if you've got a decent 1080p with a 60 frame per second, and you've got a lot of what makes it kind of blurry is when you've got frame motion where it looks like the entire camera is moving. With a higher frame rate, that smooths all that out when it's done correctly. So I don't know.
I think it does depend also on what it is you're watching. So I remember watching Dune 2. I mean, obviously I've seen it in the cinema, but I remember watching it at home, and I got a 2160p, which is 4K-ish. Or was it 2K? I can't remember. Anyway, it was higher than high def, and on that 55-inch screen, it looked beautiful. Admittedly, it was, it's made by a great cinematographer and a great director with great visuals and all that sort of stuff. So, whether that had an effect, but the file was massive, man. I remember it was a 20 gig file for that. Okay, Bill, your audio keeps going, man. Okay, Eric, can you hear him?
No.
I can't hear him. Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't hear him.
This is just going brilliantly, isn't it? What a great advert for Linux and open source and self-hosting and the whole palaver, right?
I guess I'm going to leave my finger off that mute button for a while.
There you go. Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem to be undoing it. I don't know. So yeah, if I'm gonna put something on my Jellyfin, if I'm gonna put a viewable Linux ISO on my Jellyfin, for example, that starts off at 4K, because those can be huge.
Yes,
it's not worth the amount of disk space it takes up just to get that little bit of extra quality. And the other thing to consider is the amount of data you've got to push through in order to stream that, especially if you're going to stream it remotely. These are things you have to consider, because you
and I think also too, the idea of hosting a media library. What are your clients using to watch that? Right. If, most people are using. I mean, I don't know how people watch movies on phones, but hey, more power to you. I'm at least using a tablet or my computer, but even those, you're talking, at best, like a large monitor, which again, using that quality, it's a waste, right? There's just no reason for it, which is why you have, the better streaming platforms or media host, media server platforms are, doing coding. They can do it on the fly. They can upcode, downcode, whatever, and adjust it for the bit rate, because like you said, that's really what's going to count for, is it smooth. Frame rate, I think, trumps overall pixel density and that sort of thing. You know, if it's smooth, and you know, the first time I saw a large screen TV, because I don't have a big screen TV in my house. I think my largest screen is a 32-inch or something like that. But the first time we went to a rental place and it had like a 60-inch or whatever, 55, whatever those bigger ones are, and it had that stupid interpolation on, whatever that is.
Oh my God, I can't stand that.
Oh, it made me sick. I thought it was like, why does it look so bad?
Thank you. I call
it looks like plastic or something.
I call it the soap opera effect, where it always seemed like when I was growing up, it always seemed like, and I think it's true, they would film soap operas at a higher frame rate than other shows. At least, I mean, and it gives you this effect. Well, your TV is, like you said, it's interpolating frames because you're getting these shows at 30 frames a second, and then the TV with its weak-ass processor, with probably no hardware acceleration whatsoever, is interpolating frames in between all that, and it's just not good. And that's a default setting on these TVs.
Yeah. Yep.
And
which I cannot. Why would they have that be the default? Who's that benefiting?
Yeah, that's always the first thing I turn off.
And I don't know if it's just me or the devices that I have, but they've become far less customizable. You know, if you want to change the saturation of colors and the brightness or the this and the that, you know, you used to be able to do that quite granularly in the past. The more recent TVs I've got, there's very little that you can do.
I think they've realized that the people that used to buy that kind of stuff, first of all, bigger stuff used to be high end, right? I mean, you'd had people that would have to make a conscious choice, like, I want to spend that kind of money, and like it matters to them. So in that case, if it matters to you enough, you're probably going to be the type of person that might want to adjust things. The truth is, I don't think anybody ever touches any setting whatsoever. They literally plug it in, you know, set it up, if they even set it up themselves.
That is obvious when you look and they're watching a channel that is in standard def, and it's either letterboxing the entire picture or it's stretching it, and these people are completely oblivious, and it makes me want to throw somebody through a window because it's like, you know, you can hit the zoom. Oh, I don't mess none of that stuff, man. That daggone old technology, I ain't into all that.
That's it. I think it's the enthusiast component, where if you had an enthusiast who spent real money on something, they would expect, like, I want to have granular controls. I want to be able
That's
to
the way I look at it.
You know,
Plus, I think part of the problem with
they were being elitist again.
Well,
yeah, Bill.
Part of the problem is the new HDR that's gone into some of these TVs, and I wonder if it's a licensing issue, why we've lost a lot of the settings for the color and all that when HDR gets put in. Yeah.
You're right, because HDR is definitely, like, I noticed that when I first started using it, I would try to do stuff like that, and you know, it's like, it doesn't seem to work that way on HDR. Like, it's pretty much,
you get
kind of have to take it as it is. And, exactly.
So
my
because
first
I remember
few phones that had HDR.
Yeah, because I remember, you know, when I'd got TVs in the past, like, I always used to get LG ones because I always thought that their OLED panels were really good, and yeah, you know, they had all sorts of different modes, game mode, film mode, and this and that. And I would use them, you know, if we were playing a game, I'd put onto the thing, and you know, it would change the color sign slightly and make it better. If you were on a cinematic mode, sport mode, I remember, you know, if you're watching football or cricket or whatever. And I was just surprised because, yeah, it just doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. Now, admittedly, this isn't an LG or a Samsung. This is one of the kind of Hisense something cheap knockoff brands. But I mean, you know, 300 quid for a 55-inch TV. I was like, you know, can't say no to that.
I'm just remembering.
You know why it's that cheap, right? You know why it's that inexpensive, right?
Well, yeah. Now I know exactly. Now I know. You know?
No. It's not because you're missing settings. It's because they're watching you watch.
Yeah.
They're tracking you.
Do you research,
that license agreement when you bought that? Yeah.
That's how
You've
they
seen it.
know.
What's the one where they have the little banner on the bottom and it's like showing you ads all the time, and then it's like has a camera that watches you watch the TV so it knows where you're looking, and like there's some really creepy tech in those things, man.
Yeah, I mean,
But everyone's like, hey, it's like $500, man. Woo!
yeah, I mean, I haven't actually come across ones that are like that actually. I've seen. I mean,
Would
I
you
know they
know?
exist. Good point.
Would you know?
Good.
My-
Fair point.
I have
but
a
I mean,
friend-
But I mean, mine's not. But mine's not connected to the internet. I mean, mine's got a. It's got a Chromecast dongle. You know, good old Chromecast attached, and that's what I use. I don't
You
use
mean
any
to
of
tell
their
me you
smart-
have things in your house that plug into electricity that do not connect to the internet? I
Yes,
know that.
there are some things.
Even my refrigerator connects to the internet.
Actually, yeah, so does mine. Actually, I do quite like that. Actually,
I do
because
too.
you can
because
tell when the
yeah.
fridge door's open or something.
the
Well, it's
water,
like if
the
you tell
water
someone-
filter needs replaced. You know, all that.
Yeah.
If you tell someone their car has a cellular connection, they're like, no, it doesn't. I'm like,
Oh,
yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think?
I mean, I
a
know
long
it
time.
does, but it has one.
My truck does, because it knows when it's got a screen just like your cars do, and it tells me what time it is, and it knows where I am because it automatically changes time zone when I cross the state line into the central time zone.
That's a coincidence.
I have a
Sure,
question
yeah.
for you, Bill. Bill, you know, obviously you do a lot of driving. Obviously, it's your
A little.
job, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're always online. How are you doing that?
don't know
I'm
what
sure
you're
you're not
talking
sat there. I'm sure you're not sat there, you know, typing on the keyboard or anything like that while you're driving.
I
Obviously,
am
'cause that would be
I am
ridiculous.
making fortuitous use of voice texting.
Voice, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
And you get what you get with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've noticed that even though I'm driving, I seem to respond better to stuff on Discord than anybody else does that's not doing anything. and you know, in my mind, like, well, if I can respond, then anybody can. But
To be
that's-
fair, you're a captive audience. I mean, come on.
yeah,
Like, if I'm running around, at appointments and stuff, like the last thing I care about is what's buzzing in my pocket. Actually, that's why I got the smartwatch, so that I can just like look and go, oh yeah, I don't care.
yeah. Look and ignore.
that's true.
Is that the
though.
Amazfit one again? Is that still that Amazfit one?
Yeah, I love
Cool.
this. That's a great watch.
Because you've had it for about a year now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's great. I
Yeah.
love it. It's everything I ever wanted. It has nothing. What I've realized is that the upper end smartwatches are not something I care about. I don't want a Google. I don't want an Apple. Like this mid-tier stuff is beautiful. Absolutely perfect. Does everything I want it to do.
I do.
And the battery life is good as well, I assume.
You got what was the starts
So
with a
I had
C,
the,
right? What-
yeah, I had the CMF. So I got two at the moment.
Yeah, CMF,
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah, I got the CMF Watch Pro, but I've lost the bloody charger for that. Well, actually, I haven't lost it. My wife's lost it, but we'll gloss over that bit. And then I've got. But so the one that I'm using most of the time is that OnePlus Watch that I got as a
Is it the 2 or the 3?
the 2. The one which has got the one that's got the two modes. You know, the smart mode and the power saver mode.
Is it heavy?
Uh,
It looks like it's massively heavy to me.
It's
Like a
not heavy,
big-ass
but then
watch.
no, I mean it's not big. It's not a big heavy watch.
Okay.
Having said that, I am the kind of guy that does like a big ostentatious watch. So-
Imagine you're gonna. I don't mean this in an offensive way, but you look like a guy that would have a big watch.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to. I fulfill that stereotype, mate. You know,
I'm not going there because I won't get away with it. So,
I'm teasing him.
yeah, no, but it's fine. It's fine. No, I mean, you're right. I am the guy that likes a big, fancy fuck-off watch. Too.
as much as can possibly fit.
Damn right, man. Damn right. Damn right.
Bling.
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I
actually do,
I
like,
my bling.
I do not have a thick wrist. I just don't, and especially since I have issues with weight and stuff. But even when I was like a normal human being, I would try on those watches, and I'd always go, they don't look right on me. I can't. But I'd see someone else wearing them, and I'd be like, that looks really cool.
You
like,
got to wear a
like,
tracksuit and a lot of gold on your neck.
Yeah. You need the Adidas stripes on there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, that reminds me. Okay, that reminds me. This might be a slightly odd transition, but trust me, it is vaguely relevant to what we're talking about. So I discovered TikTok Shop. This is
yeah.
Oh
something.
God, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's it for you.
Yes. Well, that's it for my bank account. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the way this started off was, right. There was a woman, one of the nurses at work, and I mean, I'm not a creep, honestly, but she did have very good smelling perfume on, and I did actually go, Gemma, I'm sorry, I've got to ask, what is that perfume? That smells really nice.
Okay.
And she goes, you're the fifth person who said it today. This, that, and the other. A lot of people tell me about it, and it was basically a, how do you put it? A perfume inspired by Louis Vuitton. So it's
Yeah.
basically this kind of I don't know what you want to call it, counterfeit,
fake.
inspired,
No,
copy.
no, that's
Well,
a
fake, whatever
rampant
you call it.
thing. That whole industry copies each other. They all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went, oh, okay. Well, I'm not something I'd ever really knew a huge amount about. She goes, yeah, and I got it from TikTok. You got it from TikTok? How do you buy stuff from TikTok? It's like, do you not know the TikTok shop? There's a TikTok shop? Yes, there's a TikTok shop. Okay, fine. Open up the thing. And start looking, and I was like going, okay, only £20 for this, that, and the other, only £20. And then I went, and then and then you can also get like household groceries, right? So
Oh, wow.
like, yeah, so there was a thing there for 60 rolls of toilet paper for like £10. And I went, bloody hell, that's cheap.
Oh yeah, you got a lot
£10?
of Palestinians selling olive oil and noodle dinners and stuff like that, and the proceeds go directly to Palestinian causes. And I've ordered.
So
all of that.
anyway, so then I was like, I'm gonna buy this, and then I bought it, and then I thought I can't have the first thing that I buy off the TikTok shop
The bog
to be
roll.
toilet paper. so I then bought the same perfume that she had, and it came bloody quickly, man. I was like, all this stuff's supposed to be, coming from some warehouse in China, or whatever. 3 days later, it was on my doorstep. And I was getting all sorts of, notifications through WhatsApp and everything to say your, order is on the way, your TikTok delivery is coming soon, this, that, and the other. Why is this relevant to electronics, you might add? Because I did start then looking through what other tech you can get, actual tech you can get on there. And when it comes to things like hard drives, SSDs and stuff, you could, even with, I know all the prices have gone nuts or whatever, you can get some decent deals on there. But I think you just got to have it's like ordering stuff off Temu. You got to have
It's exactly
in the back
like
of your
that.
head that it might come, it might be brilliant, it might come, it might be shit, it might be broke, it might
Yeah.
just be a box.
2 terabyte
it's like-
SD cards.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the difference
exactly.
the difference is you're right. If you order off Temu, you kind of know you're in for like at least a 4 to 6 week wait. in most
Alibaba
cases.
or AliExpress
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah,
too.
like that stuff takes forever to get to you. To the point where when you get it, you're like, oh, that's right. I forgot
Yeah,
I ordered
yeah, I
this.
forgot I'd ordered it. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but the stuff that I've ordered so far, so I have ordered some perfume. Unfortunately, I told my wife about this. So now my wife has been getting all sorts of stuff from the TikTok shop. Because, oh, look, it's so cheap. Oh, look, that's so cheap. Oh, look, that's so cheap. It's like, yeah, but altogether it's still £100 here.
The
Yeah,
thing
but it's cheap.
The thing I appreciate about TikTok Shop and Instacart and all or Instagram, not Instagram, but all these like being able to purchase through a social media platform is that it cuts out Amazon. Because I am so sick of Amazon, and somebody needs to take them down several pegs, because it's just
Well, now hold
it's
on a
like
minute.
Amazon's like no, come on, man. I know that a lot of people use it and there's benefit to it, but you cannot use that platform. Like, they just don't care about like the customer facing side of it anymore. Like, we're in that sort of extraction phase of enshittification, if you follow any of this stuff, but like companies just don't give a shit about like customer experience, whether or not you're getting the right stuff. Amazon Prime used to be like rock solid with shipping and stuff. Now you're lucky if stuff comes when it's supposed to come. There's never brand name stuff on there anymore. Like, you can go search for certain things and like they don't even carry them. And Amazon is crap now compared to what it used to be. Fight me, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think maybe that might be a more regional thing.
I
Because
think that's fair, though, because ever since they said, you know what, fuck it, let's take over delivery ourselves almost completely. These days, if you get something delivered in the mail, usually it's because it was a third party or something like that. And I live walking distance from a fulfillment center and a hub. And I have the same problems that you just described. And
But I bet you used to get stuff the same day, right?
well, I mean,
I've got to be honest. In the UK, same day was never as much of a thing, but next day was.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that was the kind of assumed thing. And
Well, to be fair, I
I can't
is small
lie.
enough.
I can't lie. Most of the stuff that I order comes when they say it will. The only thing is you do need to kind of read the advert a little bit. You know, if it's just because it says Prime doesn't necessarily mean the next day. It means Prime delivery, which might be end of the week or something like that.
Yeah.
I have not had any. I have a philosophical problem with Amazon because big tech and all that sort of stuff. But at least in the UK, I can't deny it's still incredibly useful and easy to use. So, for example, it was my daughter's birthday. No, it wasn't for my daughter's birthday. It was for Eid because we had Eid yesterday. So, you know, presents and all that sort of stuff. And my daughter's got to the age where, you know, before her presents used to be dolls. Now her presents are hairstyling equipment. Do you know what I mean? And so she wanted this thing, which I bought for her. And then, you know, she opened it up beside you and she's like, oh, I don't like this, actually. I'm like, okay, fine. Can we return it? Okay, fine. And, you know, within 24 hours, it's now on its way back and the refund's been issued before I even got back home. You know,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but have you seen, like, several things now they've told me don't even bother sending it back?
Yes.
Like, they just give me a refund.
Yeah. So,
like, how does that work?
I remember, so I sold a phone and I had the case still. So I wanted to return the case. And they said, well, do you want to keep the case for 50% refund? And I can only assume that it's basically the logistics that it costs them mean it's not really worthwhile.
But do you have those places where they literally just sell the returns from Amazon? Like, people buy the pallets of returns and then just sell them in a store? We have them here.
I'm sure they are here. I've not come across them, but I'm sure I've often wondered there must be a market of that.
Yeah,
but I've not.
And
but
you're
I've
right.
not come across it yet.
It's why the fashion industry, like landfills, are full of brand new, just returned clothing, because they sell it. People buy three sizes of the same thing. They pick the one that fits and they send the other two back. Well, those other two that come back, they don't go back into the store. They go to a landfill. Like, it's just the overhead is high enough, the margin is high enough that they assume you're going to do that. It's like a huge thing. The fashion industry is like terrible at
Like, I mean, I bought a T-shirt off there, and it was too small. I went to do a return, and they said, we just give you a refund. Keep it. We'll just give you a refund. And I was like,
I had something.
Okay.
I had something that was like $40. I mean, it wasn't nothing, right? I mean,
it was about £20. I remember.
Yeah, and they were just like, yeah, keep it.
Yeah,
and it wasn't that it was like broken or anything. It was just like I didn't want that one, and they're like, just keep it. So I have a free one. So I don't know. I just think there's something perverse about the way Amazon operates, and I understand that is like we're at late stage capitalism and all that. So, Bill, I want to hear your reason. Like, what is it that Amazon, like, why is it so integral to like what your family or your life or whatever? You had an objection immediately to me saying that.
Well, no, it's just because I get a lot of shit from them. I really do. But one thing I was going to say is, and this has got to start showing up as a real problem here in the States. You see, in my line of work, if I was to name a company that I see the most truck accidents, it would be whoever is hauling the Amazon trailers. And there's a huge problem in the States right now with illegal drivers that are here illegally, but somehow they're getting CDLs, commercial driver's licenses, and are driving trucks, and they don't speak English, they don't read English. Set aside your opinion on that for a second and consider that if you cannot even identify the signs, and a lot of these people can't. If you can't identify the signs, you're driving 40 tons of freight down the road, I'm sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah, but how did these guys get a CDL? I'm sorry.
So
there must be
there's a couple of states.
There must be some kind of things.
Well, it's crooked. It really is, because a lot of these states, the way it works is you go to a third party, because the government didn't want to foot the bill to test drivers anymore, so they gave it to third parties, and usually it's trucking companies. So California brings in, I'll use California for an example, and New York does this too. They're bringing in groups of these guys. And usually they're Indian, Pakistani, from places like that. They're coming down out of Canada and whatnot. They're putting them up in a house, and they're giving them a job driving, and they're setting up what they call chameleon carriers, where a company will get several motor carrier numbers. They'll get authority to work under a certain company name. They'll put these drivers, and somehow there's all kinds of corruption that is at play that allows these people to give. There's even been some CDLs that didn't even have a name on them, where it was under name, it would say no name given or something like that, because they just outright could not. Yeah, they could not communicate with the driver. Now, the truth is, do we need drivers bad? Is this a line of work that is suffering culturally nowadays? Yeah. There's nothing new about immigrants coming into this country and doing jobs that we don't want to do. But in this case, there's a level of professionalism that has to exist just to keep from killing everybody.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you entirely. I'm just amazed that it's got to that stage, that you've got to the stage where because otherwise, what's the point of that license? What is the point of having?
I know every time I go, every other license in Indiana, you can renew online. My CDL, I have to go there, and they even run a federal check to make sure that I'm not there's no kind of hold on me anywhere to where I can't renew my license. So I'm really surprised when I hear that these guys are getting CDLs in California and Washington and New York. These are all blue states, by the way. And they're getting out on the road, and they're doing things that are getting them put in jail. We've got a lot of Ukrainian drivers. They're bad about drinking and driving at the same time. They get inebriated and cause terrible accidents. But Amazon does not hire their own drivers. What they do is they contract everything out. And now, when I'm talking about drivers, I'm talking about the guys that are pulling Amazon trailers. They just own the truck. They go to the fulfillment centers, which it's a big country. They're all over the place, especially now. A city the size of Fort Wayne has 2 fulfillment centers, and you don't have to go very far before you find another one. So the stuff is trucked between the fulfillment centers, and it's trucked from the suppliers, and Amazon keeps their liability down to a minimal degree by hiring independent contractors to pull all of these. And every single one of these is fly-by-night chameleon carriers that they'll get so many tickets, so many accidents that they can no longer operate under that authority. They pull the number, and usually they've got the numbers on a magnet thing on the truck. Pull it off and put another one on there. And now they're operating under a completely different auspice. And
I mean, in the UK, it is, as they say, the gig economy when it comes to Amazon. It's always people who are on some kind of, I don't know exactly how it works, but it does seem like people who are like sole traders. They get an option to deliver something. They get X amount of money for it, so they do it, and so you get some random geezer turning up.
Yeah. We've got that here.
That's what
too.
It seems to be. That's what it seems to be generally here. You do once in a while, 10% of the time, maybe 20. No, I would say it actually 10, 15% of the time, you might get a proper courier service, a DHL or a Royal Mail or something. But that's rare. Most of the time, it's just some random dude. Do you know what I mean?
It might just be my market, but that's flipped here because we only ever really see the Amazon trucks, the new
us too.
Electrified ones. And every now and then I'll see someone in like their personal vehicle, stop and drop something off.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, most of the time it's personal vehicles for us.
One out of every five.
I can't remember the last time I saw
I
it.
wonder if that's a roadway thing, because I mean, here they have those. Have you seen the electric Amazon trucks?
Yeah, we got them here.
No, I've not seen them.
I'll send you a picture, Majid. They're actually kind of wild looking.
Okay.
What company makes them? One of the pretty more renowned electric vehicle makers makes them. I'll look it up. Go ahead.
I think they're bigger than the older ones too. But they're everywhere here. We've got a big delivery hub at Fort Wayne. So if there's 5 vehicles on the road, 2 of them are going to be Amazon delivery trucks. And I think they've been there 5 years now. And they've gone through at least 3 iterations of their delivery trucks. And now they've got those new...
Rivian is the one that makes...
Oh, yeah.
Rivian EDV and ECV.
One problem I remember when they was using the gasoline vehicles was a roundabout quitting time for them, which was like 4, 5, 6 o'clock. You could not get in and out of the gas stations in my little part of town because they'd be lined up to get gas in those things. And then when they started using the e-vehicles, that all just went away. So I
wondered if they had their own fueling stations and stuff.
They must not have, because I mean we've got close to my house, there's 4 gas stations, and they would just have all 4 of them plugged up completely. And then when they started using those e-vans, it all just went away, which was kind of nice. I wonder how much range they get out of those things. It must be great because they take off with an awful lot of deliveries every morning, from what I understand.
There's a lot of weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see them on the highway too.
I've just seen this picture. I've
I
never
just put
seen
a
one of
picture.
these. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
we have them.
maybe they are down London or something.
They went from. I'm amazed Rivian was able to build so many of them, because they went from announcing that they were going to do it, and then a couple test markets, to within a year, I would say, everyone I haven't seen a gas one since then. I mean, I don't even know if they have any in the fleet here, honestly.
I don't think
that's how fast
here.
they've transitioned. Yeah,
they wreck them a lot though too.
Do they? I bet.
I don't know. They get people that don't really know their way around, and I think there's a lot of anxiety in some of these drivers. I can tell it because I'll talk to them when they come to my house, and I can tell they're always in a hurry because they're given like 200 stops.
Yeah,
their quotas are ridiculous. Yeah,
I mean, but there's no shortage of people lining up to get, because I mean, I guess it's a decent job for somebody who has a driver's license and, I would imagine you need a fairly decent driving record. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
But
I've often wondered exactly how it works out and how much they get paid and stuff. I know that in the UK, because it's classed as contracting, it's not subject to minimum wage and stuff like that, because we have a minimum wage in this country, which is part of the thing that some people say, oh, it's exploitative and stuff, and it's like, wow, are you telling me a big technology company from the West was trying to exploit people? Oh, shocked I am, shocked. What else did you expect?
According to this, so there's like 3 sizes, and according to this, they all get about 150 miles of range. So, which, you're talking a small. Yeah, good.
Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of enshittification, did anybody see this news from Microsoft yesterday about them trying to address the problems with Windows 11? Which basically, to me, looks like, yeah, we've heard what you said. We've heard all the privacy concerns, and what we're going to do is we're going to fix all that by allowing you to move the taskbar. And that's about it. You know what I mean? It was like, let the serfs eat cake. Let's give them.
Did you see the latest update? The latest update did a pretty heavy UI overhaul on the island sort of taskbar at the bottom. It's much more detached. There's everything's sort of a rounded pill shape now, and like, yeah, I did the update on a couple of my systems this week, and I was like, wow, that's different. So yeah, they spend time on the dumbest things. It's like, who cares about that? You know, I don't think anyone looking at their screen.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a guy so Windows Central is one of these, you know, Microsoft fan sites, or I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, they do a lot of Microsoft content, and they did a 1.5 hour podcast about this, you know, amazing news that, you know, Microsoft is listening to all the comments about slop and AI and tracking and privacy and this, that, and the other, and they have listened and they set out this statement. And when I read the actual statement and looked through, I was like, okay, the only thing I see on here is you can move the taskbar. I don't know. Everything else is something vague, like we have listened and we will now be refining the way that AI is presented. What the hell does that mean? That's just management speak for, we're not going to do anything but make you think like we've done something.
Yeah, the only people they're listening to is shareholders and big commercial clients that they're not perhaps so concerned about the same privacy stuff that we are. I've got that to look forward to, actually, because I've got the big truck show next week down in Kentucky, and I use a piece of hardware called a Black Magic. I can't remember the name of the company that makes it, but it switches the cameras. The cameras are all hooked up through HDMI, and the software is Windows only. So I just use a Surface Pro, which does a surprisingly...
Is that the one that you got from Moss?
Yeah.
The one you got from Moss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not even bothering with trying to get... I've got Linux on so many doggone machines, I don't really need to care about it. But that piece of software, it's a $500 piece of kit that...
Okay, audio podcast, man shows stuff on
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, he's showing off, but
ATEM,
it's like a little control panel thing.
ATEM Mini Pro Blackmagic, yeah. And it gives you, like, you can transition from one camera to the next and all that. Yeah, but the software, it only works. There was a project out there, but it was abandoned and only available on. So yeah, I've got that. I haven't fired up that Surface Pro, and
Hey, Bill, maybe it'll run under wine.
I tried.
I was going to say, you must have tried that
Oh,
already.
you know I did.
Yeah.
But it's just not. It's not there.
It's not fair. It's not fair of wine developers to have to focus on esoteric hardware like that.
Right. No. And it's just too bad there's not more standard. There's not more standards in this kind of thing where if it needs to connect to hardware, then, you know, make a standard API for it to interact with. That way you can make third-party software. But I'm sure they want you using their software, and that's only ever going to be available on Windows. So,
I mean, the idea that there are still niche products, you know, to service, like, I guess, specialty markets. Like, I have a relative who is a photographer, and so she was asking me about, well, how can I back up my SD cards while I'm shooting? And I said, well, can't you just get more cards? She's like, yeah, that's not the problem. The problem, I already have 10 cards. She's like, it's that I want to make sure that what's on the card is backed up, and it doesn't, you know, I need to have copies of it because I've had cards go bad and things like that. And she actually had one go bad this week. So the best solution I could find was, and what I was trying to figure out was, like, she doesn't want to take a laptop or computer or anything, so she doesn't want to have like an intermediary process. She wants to be able to just literally put the SD card into some device, have it dump the contents, and then have just like be able to wipe it or reuse it or whatever, and make sure that it's backed up on an external hard drive or something. And I'm thinking, okay, that's got to be something that's like, there's probably 100 different ways to do that. Nope, there's really about one that I could find, commercial product, and that's exactly it. And what's really crazy about it is it's not only a file interface where it has an SD slot and you can then hook up a external SSD or whatever. It's a travel router, and there's one other function too. So it's like a jack of all trades kind of like weird device, and it has this like file capability where you hook in the SD card, you hook in a drive, you push a button, and it blinks while it's dumping the files off, and once it's done, it goes back to. I'm sitting here thinking this is like Ghostbusters. You put the trap in, you pull down the thing, it pulls.
That must be like some kind of mini PC type thing, isn't it? It is.
No,
Right,
see, what you do,
I remember back in the day, you used to be able to get. Intel started making these dongles that were the full PC, and they weren't particularly good. I remember this was around the time when the first Chromecast came out. And you could get these what looked like HDMI or USB dongles, but there was a full, there was a Celeron in there with 2 gigs of RAM or something like that. They didn't really get anywhere with it, but it must be something like that. A kind of IoT style device, with PC gubbins inside.
I'm picturing Leo right now. No, see, what you do is you get rsync, and then you create a System D socket that waits for the SD card to be inserted, and then automatically rsyncs everything recursively onto your hard drive, and then does a wipe of the SD card, and then unmounts it. You can script all this. It's easy. Yeah.
Let's make this the most complicated thing possible. So this thing's called, it's a product from a company called NuQ. It's the File Hub and Portable Router for traveling and SD card backup and file sharing. So it's a niche thing, right? It's $85 here, and that's what it does. And the router part is funny to me because I'm like, wouldn't you want either or? Like, why are these two things a thing? So and the router doesn't provide internet. It's just a way to hook up to an internet source and then have all of your devices hooked through it, I guess, as like an extender or something. I whatever. And then the File Hub part of it is what is useful to her. But and I'm like, there's got to be another version of this, another company. Nope, this is literally the only one I can find. And so you think, okay, here's some like weird company just making a niche product, and that I guess only photographers or people who want to back up SD cards give a shit about. But there you go. And this is the kind of thing I would expect to find on one of the social media platforms, is like an advertisement as you're like scrolling by or something, or the TikTok store, right? Which is where I find a lot of like crazy little pieces of gadgetry and tech like this. Like, that's what I love about the TikTok shop and the Instagram ads and stuff like that, is like you just see the craziest little gadgets that you just never have a reason to think of or search for. And it's hard to not be like, oh, it's only $50.
Doesn't Shotwell have an option to automatically back up when you
need a computer?
You need a computer, don't you?
No,
she wants to think of a photographer. She's already got bags of like lenses and like all this gear. And the last thing she wants to have to do, and to travel with a laptop is, it's another thing that was complicating her life. And so she just wanted to be able to hook it up to it. And, that was my conception as well. Like, there's got to be a device. You literally just put the card in, push a button, and it dumps the contents. And then you just take the card out and you're done. And
so apparently there's a Western Digital one as well, apparently.
But then you've still got to take that device and put the file again onto a piece of equipment that you can use to do something with the photos.
This one I found. I was just looking on Amazon, and then there is there's a couple of other people that make the same thing or something similar.
Yeah. Anyway, so I saw a Kingston one that was supposedly made years ago, but they don't make it anymore. Anyway, I had done about, I don't know, my cursory half hour of just poking around, and that's the best. And I found like blog articles from different photographers saying that they use this successfully, and I just thought, you know what, this is like a very straightforward. And then ironically, like 2 days later, she got back to me and she's like, the SD card I was using,
Died.
which I had dumped to my local hard drive because we were just looking at like raw. I was looking at like raw therapy and Darktable and some of those apps, and just showing her the open source raw apps, and it's like 75 gigs, like 8,000 pictures or whatever. And she's like, don't get rid of that because like this card isn't working, and I may need you to share them with me. And like, you think about that, it's like everything goes onto that little tiny SD card, and if that thing doesn't work for whatever reason, yeah.
Well,
anyway,
I hate to say it, but I think we need to wrap up. Get a hold of us, folks. Email the show at linuxotc.org. You can find us on Mastodon and Discord. I'm thinking about making a Matrix space. I got to playing with Matrix last night on Element.
I really think we should get a Telegram. Sorry.
Troll.
Yep.
Telegram. I opened up Telegram today just to
Laugh at it.
well, to announce the roundtable today for Mintcast. Oh yeah, everybody, check out Mintcast. And as soon as I closed the application, I started getting notifications from all of these. I got 3 notifications from Asian women wanting to hook up, and
That's because you're just such a stud. That's what it is, man.
it must be a setting, because I've been using Telegram solid for like years now. I literally use it every single day, and I never get unsolicited stuff on there.
Well,
I think I had turned off.
Yeah, you're just not that good looking. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, Eric.
Well, that's true.
Do you know
that
what I mean?
helps.
You're not
That
this prime specimen that Bill is here. As
Yeah,
we
but you
can
haven't
see.
seen my profile pic on there.
Oh, fair point.
I'm aware that you're taking the piss, but I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah.
Have you seen my beach? Have you seen my beach ball? I left it over there.
Okay, audio podcast again. Man flexes
No, that was
on
just
camera.
for our benefit. Yeah, that was just for us.
Anyway, folks.
Treasure that always.
I'm not against if somebody really wanted a Telegram group. I don't give a shit.
I'm not.
Just
I'm
don't expect me to be there.
Get that.
All right. We will be back in 2 weeks. Until then, I'm Bill.
I'm Eric.
And I'm surprised.
See you, folks.
Majid.
Thanks, everybody in the live stream. All 3 of you, I guess.
3. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
I think I might be one of them.
3 times normal.
We didn't get any interaction this time, which